Hey, welcome to the session. My name is Thor. This is my first presentation at the conference here, so please be gentle with me. A little bit about myself. First of all, I have a hearing problem, so be flexible. I don't have this to hear music. It helps me, but it doesn't make my hearing perfect, which is better than going without them. But that also means not usually, but I can easily misunderstand what you say because some sounds mix up in my brain. So if you say blah, 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 I can hear another thing. And so I just say it to you. Before this conference, I was warned not to make any changes to my computer. So, of course, all my changes have been done the last minute because I don't listen to what people say. About myself, I'm a Norwegian.
Move the mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
Microphone help.
Is this one better?
Yeah, the closer the better.
Okay, yeah. I can speak as.
Talk into it, that'll be good.
Okay. I was literally born with a chip in my mouth, meaning that when I was just 4 or 5 years old, my father was hired by a local computer company as number 2 in this company, and this grew to, so now it's IBM Norway, actually. So I have grown up with punch cards and computers running with vacuum tubes and programming with switchboards and shunts. By education, I'm an electronic engineer, but my favorite interest has always been computers and programming. So I started programming in 1705. I was 21 years old in BASIC. After that, I got DBase 2 on this old CPM system, and then DBase 3 when the IBM came, the Foxbase came. I was one of the first users in Europe, and then SuperBrowse 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. I've always been in the forefront using the latest version. And after VFB9 came, I have not turned back. It's my favorite tool beyond anything. I've been to a lot of conferences, so I met a lot of you earlier. I counted something like 30 conferences, always as an attendee. This is my first time as a speaker. So, as I said, I have several Fox friends. I call them friends. I hope they accept me as friends also. 2017, I was awarded with a VFPX Administrators Outstanding Services Award. It's a big honor for me. I will just start my presentation. I will switch over to Visual FoxBrow shortly. I am a keyboard man. I don't use mouse very much. I'm a hotkey. I'm very good at remembering hotkeys, so I will tell the hotkeys I use, but I don't want to use a menu to slow down everything. The first program I will talk about is SuperBrowse. I'll tell a little bit about the background. I made the program to pick fields from a table. You had a table, you wanted to select which fields you needed for a select statement or a browse statement or something like that. So I made a form where you had a grid and you can pick which fields you wanted, and you press enter and you had this into your program. I showed this to Jim Nelson 15 years ago, something like that. And he liked the idea, but he wanted more features. More and more features he wanted into it. So at the point we decided we'd change the name of the program from Field Picker to SuperBrowse. And the last 2 or 3 years, Jim Nelson has more or less taken over that because he added some more features to it. By the way, when I made this field picker, I mentioned to Jim that it should be very nice to have some utility where you type something on your keyboard and you press the hotkey and it could read what you had just typed and do something about that. And Jim, well, and then 2 days afterwards, he approached me. Can you explain again that idea you had? And I explained it again, and then the light bulb lit up on his head. He understood what I meant. And the result of that was dynamic snippet, which you may have heard of. It's a part of Thor. And in my mind, at least, it was one of the things that made Thor happen. By the way, Thor the similarity to my name is not coincidental. Thor is Norwegian god. I'm not a Nordic god. I'm not no god, but my name means the same. Okay. I will start. I'm not into all these slide things. I want to switch over to Virtual SuperBrowse. So I'll have to be careful not to forget anything. I will open up a table. Just have a. Sorry. Open up some tables. And I press, in my case, F11 is SuperBrowse, but you can use whatever you want. It's up to you. But I recommend it to have it on a specific key. So I press F11 here, and you have the SuperBrowse. Is that readable?
Yes.
You can read what you need to read. If not, I can amplify. I can magnify part of the screen. I will try without magnifying it first. Close this like this. On the left part here, you have this list of all the fields, and whatever you can decide which fields you want to look into on the right side. In this case, I have marked this. I don't see, when you magnify, I lose. You don't see all the features here, but there's a button here, hide the disabled fields, I think it's called. I prefer it that way. So you decide which fields you want to look into. You can even change the caption for this and all that. That is all logical, that I don't want to spend much time on this. You can decide which fields you want to sort on. And you can move the fields also, which, by the way, is the side effect of that is that it will also change the order, but that is two events happening at the same time, and there's no way to separate those two events. The thing I use SuperBrowse to myself mostly is to find values. Like I remember Jim showed this. The default here, not the default, but if the value thing here is checked, you can whatever you typed in must be within those fields which are enabled here. So if I, for instance, I press Mexico, you will find all the records where Mexico is someplace inside the table, inside one of the fields. Or you can type USA. You will have that. You have also the opposite. You can also write expressions here, like country equals USA. will in this case give exactly the same. But my preference is this having this value checked all the time. You can also here you have an or logic if you want. Let's say you want to search for Canada, but if you I will not spend much time on showing all this because you have a very super help here. Just put the mouse over this values field and you will see all the different ways. I will just show this single one where you have this pipe symbol, Canada space USA. You will find both Canada and USA. And if you replace this with or, which is this, what you call this guy? Don't even find them. This roof, so to say. What do you call it?
Carrot?
Tilde.
No, carrot.
Carrot. Okay. That in this case, of course, you won't find anyone because you have to be in one other country. I mentioned the tooltips. By the way, this is case insensitive, so it doesn't matter if you want to. It doesn't matter upper or lowercase. We'll find it anyway. The grid is by default read-only, which you can uncheck. Unfortunately, this box is not visible here. And if you double-click or press Enter, you will see more data in a dynamic form. And you can, of course, not of course, but you can, sorry about that. What's happening here? Do it again. You can use this drop down to select other tables. And if this case you have, I have a table with memo fields, you can just put the cursor over the memo fields and you will see the data. Uppercase means it has, the uppercase M means it has data. Lowercase means it does not have any data in the memo field. The second page, or this page frame to the right, you have what actually was the original field picker, where you can, what you get here, I will just change to the first, select the first table. You see here, what you get here is the select statement. In this case, you can have the update statement, where you also get local variables, insert, create, and browse. It brings us the syntax you can use within Visual Fox Pro. If that is checked, if the SQL exec is checked, then you get ANSI standard SQL statement. But the ANSI standard, it's not this dialect, so you may have to change this. And for the select statement, where needed, you can also get this cast function. And you can change into as. You can fill this in when you copy to clipboard, and then you will have it just like this. You will have it. It's the wrong syntax in this case. We'll spend more time on that. You have a setting page where you can set everything, more or less, everything you need. This is also very logical. I will not spend much time on this. And you can select this index you want to have active, and you will see the expression down here. If you want to have this in a program, you have what you can do in the program. You can say FP for field picker, and the name of the table. And press F11. Then you will get this field list again, and you press this on the picker. Is that typical? It doesn't happen when you want it. This should actually have a apply button here. It's most likely hidden because I blew everything up. But here should be a apply button. You press that one, it will get the select statement here. Also, yeah. You'll find more if you click on this home page. That's not the home page, sorry about that. I click this show schema. Here is more the, click this home button, you will find all the details I mentioned to you. I think there's some options which are implemented lately, which is not in here, but we will update that very soon. Okay, that was SuperBrowse. My next tool, which I will spend most time on, is something which has spin around in my head a lot of time. That is to extend this dynamic snippet thing. So I made a wrapper on this, which I called Pandora. It's actually a utility which has several quite different features. One of them is picking up what you type and do something about it. But it also has a way of organizing your stuff into project or modules, or what you call it. I called it project, but I think a module is a better way. I will show it to you later, but I will not go much into detail because this is very confusing, or not confusing, but difficult to explain as much. I have written several pages about it on the white paper, so I recommend that you read that. This is my project, by the way. If you have press question mark and SuperBrowse in my case is F8, you do what you want, but in the documents I refer to F8.
Could you increase the font size of the command window?
Could you?
Increase the font of the command window. The command window, make it a larger font.
Yeah, sorry.
But move it up.
No,
To the top.
Yeah, but I have to keep it out of sight here, so no.
Go with 22 bold.
Is that okay?
Yes, better.
Okay, I can move it up, but unfortunately, some of the menus will cover this later. But anyway, here we are. I will skip through the two first. I will go directly to which is my, well, not favorite, but it's the one I use mostly. This is a directory complete with all Visual Fox Pro files you have. No back files and no CDXs, but all the tables, all the VCXs, all the .h, all the PRGs, all the files you work with are here, and you can type part of the name, and you will limit the selection. That example. The more you type, the more you see here. And we press whatever table you in the file you want, and you click enter. You have it. I will not do anything with this, but I will just show you some other features you have here. What's important, you have for all this, in this case I have DRR, or DIR, but there's a shorter version that is just 1 star, which is of course much easier to type. Then you have the same, and you can type out. In addition to this, you can specify something. You can, like I did as Win, you will limit this, but if you include extension, it doesn't. It picks whatever file you want, really. So I can type doc do, and it file doc files, and open them for you. You can type PNG. Sorry, sometimes I press enter by like it will open the file for you in the registered program. You can type parts of the program, different parts of the file name, and will limit it to you. You will open more or less all kind of files, like a PowerPoint and PDF. You understand the picture? I will just show it to you. You will open it up in the register program. Then there's another version of this command, which is 2 stars, or dirx if you want to use the long version. This will give you more data. And this is my favorite, but it takes longer because it has to process most of the files. So here you will find the number of records in every table. Even VCXs, you will find the number of records, because sometimes that is important if you want to analyze an unknown system. Unfortunately, it does not take deleted record into account, so we will take the total number. And in PRGs, it will show the number of lines, show the file size, the size of the memo field, and for all the text files like PRGs, it will even show you the data, the content of the file. If you just put the mouse over this green memo, if it's green, it has data. If it's gray, it does not have data. So you just pick whatever table, just like the other one. You press enter and you have it. In this case, it's in a glass browser. And you have a third version of this, which is 3 stars. That's the best, of course. No, it's not. It's just that in this case, you will actually run the file. It's ASCII tables. And this will also run like SCX. It will run your form instead of open it up in more modification. Sorry about that. I'll show you some other of the tools you have here. You see, you don't have to remember this 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars. You will find it here in the short field, or in the left first column, you will see the long name of this command, like DRR or DIR, and DRR run, DRRX. Next command I will show you is add. And to show you that, the best I can do is open up, sorry again. I have to open up, just a second. I have several samples. I have to bump. I guess I have to bump this up.
Yes,
Font. Add is an easy way from your program or from your or ED, but it's called add for whatever reason. This has something you could typically. This could actually be a part of your, not your program, but a test area which you use. You have it open while you're programming. So if I go to this first, see the cursor is here. I press F8 and open this for editing. You can type the extension, you don't have to. Open a VCX. The name of the VCX with extension, without extension, it suggests it's take for granted that it's a PRG, but if you include the extension, it will be respected, of course. So you have a VCX. It will open up the class browser. And if you specify more, this is a form within this class library. Press F8 here. It will open up this form from where you left it. And if you like this, you add even more. It's a class library.vcx, name of the form, and then the method. In this case, the init, F8. Sorry about that. It will go directly to the init. You can even go 1 more step further. In this case, I have an object called the txt find in the keypress method. And the colon 15 means go directly to line 15. So if you I will not see it here, but this is my cursor is now at line 15. It's another example of exactly the same. And of course, if you specify line 50 and it's only 15 line, it will go to line 15, the highest line. It's the same you can do with a form in this case. No VCX, but this is a form. Go to the same thing. And what I do when I program, I have a list of this method which I worked with. So I just go back and forth and pick the one I want and press F8. Very, very time consuming. Go directly to where you want. And you can also, with the add or ed, edit, which is of course short for, you can also open up external documents. And you can open URLs. This is a document, but this, well, here you have a URL. Notice there's, well, this is, by the way, the help for the Pandora, which I really recommend to you. I will show you an easy way to find it afterwards. Notice here that you don't have to specify the delimiter, and you can even have spaces here. It is respected. It will find it. I will not play that, but it's a very nice sound, nice melody. Okay, I will take all the question and answer after this session, if that's fine for you. The next, I will go back to the it's record, yes. Next command I will show you is include, which is an easy way to get the include syntax correct into your program. So if you press E and C, or you can have this include sign, space, F8, it gives you a pick list of all the .h files you have in your path, and you can pick whatever you want, and it will include the syntax for this. If you remember part of the name, you can, like in this, a W, it will limit the files, the selection. Similarly, we have sometimes you want to insert, sorry, I'm not able to, well, I have to add a few lines here just to, sometimes you want to include code from other programs. And that is what we have this ins, INS, or insert, or a plus sign, which is of course much shorter. That's a plus. And you press F8 in my case, and then you pick, I want this code into my program, and will read it and put it where you are. It will actually show, pick in the method, not the whole PRG, but it will read in the method from this PRG if it has more than one procedure in it. You can also use it to read in data from PRGs, like .h. If you know if it's only one hit, it will not give you the list. It will just immediately show you the correct file. I'll just to check that I don't forget anything here. By the way, you can also, in the command window, you can also press question mark and F8, and you will find the same list. So we don't have to remember all this stuff here. So ink, like I just showed you, I haven't written in this. I will fill that in so it shows the search line. Next I will show you is eval, which it doesn't include the program itself, but you can include the result of a program. So I have this simple PRG which is called my to do. I'll just show it to you so that you. Well, I can show it to you after. I'll do like this. Plus my to do PRG, and you will see it here. It's just it's a function which returns text. I will just show it to you the result here. My to do equal space my to do F8. In this case, it asks me how many days for this task, because this task needs to have how many days do you allow yourself before you need to do this. So I will take 10 days, default was 5, and then include this into your PRG. Likewise, I have also this comment, which it's my com. I'll read this into your program, and this is it just evaluates my simple my com PRG. You can include the date, like normal Visual Fox Pro commands for functions. This one is one I really like. Include the path, especially if I do like this. Set path to, and then you press F8. Sorry, you have to mark what you want to include. In this case, I highlight this, press F8, and I have my set path there, so I can delete this guy or whatever I want to do. It's much easier than I don't know any easier way to do it, at least. Okay. The next tool I will show you, I can show it from the help also. This NO, which asks, in this case, if you don't specify anything, it asks for the class name. I will just press SC, and it will show me the list of all the classes which includes a C. Like a continents here, it will go the syntax. You can also type NO space and like a zip, for instance. I have a library where I have the zip functions. F8, and I pick the one I want. And you have a local statement on everything, so you can just type low zip files and you will get IntelliSense. You can also, by the way, include like I do this case, NO, LO, and zip. That means LO will be the name of the variable. So type LO, and you have maybe I don't think I have IntelliSense X active here. I will not spend any time on that. Okay. The next command, which is part of this, again, I will use the menu. Question mark F8. Have this. By the way, this menu you get there, it's different from where you are in the IDE, because some of these functions are not, you cannot use them in all like some of them doesn't work in the command window, and some of them does not work in a PRG or an event method. So this is data driven, so it respects where you are, it knows where you are. I will show you this desk thing. Well, first of all, I will show you actually the result of this desk. Score changes, desk, DESE space. This will pick up all the PRGs in my path, which has a description inside it in a special format, which I will show you. Like this in my to-do, which I showed you earlier. This is the format you need. Star, space, description, colon, and then the description, and then the star again. But you don't have to remember that. You just type DESE, F8, and it will fill it in. My to-do. Saves a lot of time, and sometimes very often you know I have a program for this, but you don't remember what did I call it. So it's much easier to just type desk and you fill in the description where you want it and not the other one, and you have a pick list here. And I can even you can type like desk to do, and it will find this to do. So you can group this. A description can be maybe the first part of the description is the project, and the next is the more descriptive description for this tool. Or you can add descriptions or comments. Descriptions like need more work, and you can easily find them. This description field has to be within the first 15 lines. If not, it will take too long to scan all the PRGs because every PRG are scanned to check if it has this description inside it. Well, we are in the command window. You can see here that now I have a different list from the command window that have. Like here, you don't. I don't remember exactly which are where, but I will give you some examples where it's relevant. Go into a form. This is another command I will show you, which is relevant in a method, but not in a PRG and not in a command window. That is, for instance, let's say you want to have a key press. You want to have do defaults. But then if you need to call a do default, you also have to include the parameters. So I have this tool called DD for do defaults, F8, and it will fill in the for you. Sometimes this parameter list can be very long and you need to have absolutely everyone. Much easier than copy pasting. Just DD and in this case you will go through, but you can just delete them. And this tool DD, do default, it's not, well, I will show you, will not find it here because it's not relevant in a PRG. Next command I will show you is HK, which is short for hotkeys. People have different tastes, but I really like my version much more than the one you get with Thor. So this is my hotkey list. And I can even type here and limit the list. So I have SuperBrowse. You can type hotkey or you can type HK, but of course FK is much easier. Similarly, you can type Thor, TH, like you have it here, TH. It will give you a pick list of all the Thor tools which are available. Absolutely all of them. And again, you can type and limit the selection here. Highlight. Pick the one you want, press enter, and it will run. Very often it will not run because it's not applicable, but it will run if it is applicable. Okay. What's this guy? This is one of the most, you will laugh at this, but this is a tool I have added. You press a point, decimal point, which we use in Europe, or a decimal, we use comma in Europe. So for me, it's on my numeric keypad, I have comma, you have decimal point. So either one, you press F8, and what you get is a Pandora.prg. It's just a test. Someplace you can test your code. It's not fancy, but that's much easier than the modify command space and enter. Which, by the way, gives me the chance to show you one of the really cool thing about. I will close this and open the first one again. Which is actually what, like Jim told you in his opening session today, that I had the idea and he implemented it. Press F8 here and it will run this code. It will understand that this will automatically hide this command, and it will execute it. And it even respects, like in here we have select field 1, which is defined up here. So this field 1 is company. But if I go down here and press F8, it will understand that field 1 is actually company. I have another, like here I have my name is Thor, and it's picked up from the top here. All the data is picked up here. So it reads the define and execute this. You can highlight the complete paragraph if you have more than several lines, instead of the old right click execute. You just press F8 and it will run the code. Which is one important thing here is that it's Pandora or whatever. This is actually a core into the core of Thor. It cannot read your mind, so sometimes it does not understand exactly what you want. So we can sometimes pick up misunderstand. For instance, you can I think it will interpret this correctly. It will. Thing is, you can put your cursor inside the table. I will have to check if it's open. Oh, it's not open, so I have to open this. Sorry. Use a table. I'll go back to the. I press F8 now. The thing is, if I do like this, it should at least open this in SuperBrowse, and it does. And sometimes it doesn't know whether you want to use this, because the whole line here is use this table. So it tried to execute it. But maybe if you want, what they really wanted was to SuperBrowse it, and then you, like I do here, you add a space, and then it realized that you want to browse this. So we cannot read your mind. It doesn't know whether you want to open this table, if it's not open or not, or if you just want to browse it. It's not perfect, but not far away. I will quickly show you the tool I mentioned earlier, that I have this field here, which is what I call the project. It had different commands.
You bought the font?
Yes. The thing is, it's grouped into, like you have $sign, this #1, and that's the description, and you have files under it, #2, this there, and so on. What the thing here is that if I type, I get the list. If I, like in there, sorry, I was in the wrong. Let's have to check here. Should find this. What if I want to? I press. I don't remember the command myself either. So if I just press PR, it is project. If I press PR here, I get the list of this. Or I can use minus, which is much shorter way. If I press the dir here, it will go directly to this dir. And this actually execute this line, which is I showed you earlier. I did not show you earlier that it's important thing is this, the end here. It's add. So it goes into this pan1 PRG and line 30. I have another one here. This is something I used when I actually was working on this presentation here. I had this group of fields which are closely related to each other. So if in this case, you see down here, you have preparation for Southern Fox 9. And I press 9 and F8, and it opened all the files I needed to work with. when I was doing the preparation for this. I will close them all, but like I said, the documentation for this, I will not go through this because it's really, you need to study it, but it's very well documented. And to document it, in my case, first I'll have to go back here, find the right project. You just press help, enter F8, or direct you to Pandora's page. And this thing I was talking about is this project guy. Here no, that's not the one. It has a complete description here. It's here you have this project organizer. That's just click here for details, or you can read it in the white papers. I think 4 or 5 pages alone are on this subject, which is immediately seems like well, that's not nothing, but it's really efficient to group the things you work with, type the number of this project. I mean, how many buttons do you think I have to press to do all this? Quite a few. And I have, in this case, I have others. SuperBrowse help. Open my notes. Very easy way to find them. And if I just press F8 in the command window, well, I think I don't have any default here. Just a second. Press escape F8 on here. It will automatically run what is defined as default, which in this case is see the first line here, default project 2. So if I did not type anything, just press F8, I will automatically run all these lines. These lines are commented, so they will not be run, and these are run. Uncommitted, that will of course run the next time. Like in this case, I just you will see it will also open this help page. The last thing I will show you is an easy way to make your own Pandora tools. And what you do is just you take PAN and the name of the test, F8, and see that there's no file with that name. There's no pan_my_test, which is the name which will be given. You type, press enter, it will make the program for you. And here I can have add HTTP, blah, blah, blah. Weather. Oh. I'm not sure this will run because I haven't done it for a while, but my idea was to have Tapan base. Wait. Oh. Pan ed. PAN, I mean. Weather. So much easier. Exclamation mark weather. And it will run this. So I call this extension, but it's not extension, but it uses a core. It's documentation. You will find that you can use this for much more advanced thing than I do here. And if I want to edit this, I can either type pan ed and weather, or I can type double exclamation mark weather. And I will, what do I do now? Sorry, there it is. And here you have the same. And even fills in the description for you in this case, so that you will automatically find it if I type ds. Look at this. Pan. You will find all my pan file with the description filled in. I already have pan north wind, pan southwest. You see, it's difficult here. Not very advanced, but hello from Norway. Just to show you that you have the possibilities here. Okay, that includes my presentation so far on Pandora. Maybe it's a time for you to ask questions if you have.
There's one from the virtual.
Okay.
Perhaps it's getting ahead a little bit, but can SuperBrowse be distributed as an application to the end user?
Not at the moment, but we are thinking about it. It depends on some internal part of Thor. But we consider making a complete separate version of SuperBrowse. SuperBrowse, I don't remember we even have a working name for it, SuperBrowse. I don't remember, but it probably will come.
Make sure you repeat the question too for the audience.
Yeah, sorry. The question was, is it possible to include SuperBrowse in your existing application? And not at the moment, but plans are to make a version which will be possible to do that. The last thing I will do here is to, okay, yes?
Can you incorporate any one of these things with native Fox Pro IntelliSense?
All those tools I have here relies on Thor. So you cannot. It's a question that can you include this in your applications?
No, the Fox Pro IntelliSense. The native
Yes.
Fox Pro IntelliSense.
Yes, it uses. I think I have just disabled it. I don't know a good. Sorry. Good example to show this, but. Well, it's working, but there's no really need for this in this case, as far as I know here. I cannot give you any good example where that should be important. The last thing I want to show you is some of my favorite tools. My very favorite tool was also what Jim Nelson presented. That's the object browser, which is really, really cool. I will show you that I will open the table. While it's in use, okay. Press F8. In my case, I have F7. I can put it anywhere here. Goes behind. But here you will find all the elements. Unfortunately, I cannot bump up the font here. But you will find all the elements in this SuperBrowse. like you can, for instance, I know you have a page frame here, page 1. You have this grid. Now it's option group. I will pick page number, page 1. This one is page 1. Sorry about that. It's only. The thing is, I can change whatever I want here. A better thing is if I do it again and I open here, I can put it over this here. No, wrong command. 7. I can even, like in this case, I can change the caption. You see the customer, the caption here, customer taste data, and I can use. It will. What didn't it? Sorry. Should. There you have it. You see, it changes immediately the caption of this this form, and you could drill down into any element here, and you can change it. You can inspect it. You can do whatever you want. It's really powerful. And like Jim Nelson said, you can even include this into your application. And what we do in our son's company, he has a secret hotkey which no one knows about. And if you call a customer remote into the customer has a problem, he press this key combination which the customer cannot see, and he get up a browser, and he can find out what did the customer do wrong in many cases. So it saves him a lot of time instead of having the customer repeat exactly what they did to get into the situation, which they often don't remember. So in this, like they do now, just go into it, inspect it, and they can even sometimes change the value so that at least it continues to run for the customer. And then my son fixes his program and sends a new one. It's really flexible and really powerful. Okay. So what have you learned today? You learned about SuperBrowse. You learned about Pandora. You learned some other tools I cannot live with, in this case, Object Browser, but I can also not live without IntelliSense X, but that is something Jim showed, so I will not do that. Let's go to quick summary. Okay. Fox rocks. And so do you. My wafers may be updated. They will be updated. Thank you. And please fill in the emails.